Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The video opens with a dramatic montage, real-life footage and CGI recreations of ships and planes vanishing without a trace. The screen flickers with historical images of wreckage, mysterious disappearances, and stormy seas. A chilling voiceover sets the tone. December 5th, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy bombers take off from Florida, only to vanish without a trace. The radio transmissions grow frantic, the compasses spin wildly, and then silence. Decades earlier, the USS Cyclops, a massive naval cargo ship, sailed into the Bermuda Triangle and was never seen again. Hundreds of lives lost, no distress. Signals, no wreckage found. The tension builds as more cases flash across the screen. Yachts disappearing in clear weather, commercial flights going off radar, rescue missions meeting the same fate. The audience is hooked. Then, the voiceover shifts. But what if I told you the Bermuda Triangle isn't what you think? That the real story is far more surprising than myths of alien abductions and time warps? The camera zooms into a map of the Atlantic, highlighting the infamous stretch of ocean. The narrator introduces the biggest question. Is the Bermuda Triangle truly a zone of paranormal forces, or is there a scientific explanation for its eerie reputation? This video will dive deep into the myths, the facts, and the surprising truths behind the legend of the Bermuda Triangle, separating fiction from reality. Stay tuned, because by the end of this journey, you'll never look at this mystery the same way again. The story of the Bermuda Triangle didn't begin with vanishing planes or missing ships. It began with a name. The birth of the Bermuda Triangle legend. The Bermuda Triangle, a region of the Atlantic Ocean stretching between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, became synonymous with mystery and unexplained disappearances, largely due to the power of storytelling and popular media. While reports of missing ships and aircraft in this area date back centuries, it wasn't until the mid-20th century that the idea of a cursed or supernatural triangle truly took hold. Vincent Gaddis and the origins of the term, 1950s, 1964, the concept of the Bermuda Triangle was first popularized by Vincent Gaddis, an American writer fascinated by the unexplained. In February 1964, he published an article in Argosy magazine titled The Deadly Bermuda Triangle, which detailed mysterious disappearances of ships and planes in this area. Later that year, Gaddis expanded on his ideas in his book Invisible Horizons, True Mysteries of the Sea, where he coined the term Bermuda Triangle. He suggested that anomalous forces, potentially magnetic disturbances or unknown oceanic phenomena, were responsible for the strange vanishing acts. However, his work was more sensational storytelling than scientific analysis, setting the stage for future embellishments. The influence of Charles Berlitz, 1974. While Gaddis introduced the term, it was Charles Berlitz who catapulted the Bermuda Triangle into the mainstream consciousness. Berlitz, a linguist and paranormal researcher, published The Bermuda Triangle in 1974. The book presented a collection of mysterious disappearances, UFO theories, and supernatural explanations, weaving them into a gripping, dramatic narrative. Berlitz exaggerated cases, omitted crucial details, and implied government cover-ups, making the mystery even more tantalizing. Impact. The book sold millions of copies and was translated into over 20 languages. It inspired films, TV specials, and further books, embedding the Bermuda Triangle legend into popular culture. Why the Bermuda Triangle captivated the public? The Bermuda Triangle legend gained traction because it tapped into common human fears and fascinations. Fear of the unknown, the ocean, is vast, unpredictable, and mysterious, an ideal setting for unsolved disappearances. Supernatural and alien theories. Some claimed the area was linked to UFOs, time warps, or even Atlantis, sparking endless speculation. Government conspiracy. Theories. Suggestions that the U.S. government knew more than it was admitting made the mystery even more alluring. Hollywood and media sensationalism. Movies, documentaries, and novels reinforced and expanded the myth, keeping it alive for generations. Debunking the myth. What science says, no higher disappearance rate. Studies have shown that the Bermuda Triangle does not have a statistically higher number of disappearances than other busy oceanic regions. Magnetic anomalies? Some early theorists suggested magnetic field disruptions could interfere with navigation. However, scientists have found no unusual geomagnetic activity in the region that could explain vanishings. Natural explanations. Rogue waves. Huge, unpredictable waves can sink ships. Methane hydrates, gas bubbles from the ocean floor, could cause vessels to lose buoyancy and sink suddenly. Human error and storms. The area is notorious for hurricanes, strong currents, and navigational mistakes, which have caused many accidents. High traffic area. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the busiest maritime and air traffic zones in the world. Naturally, a higher number of accidents and disappearances occur here simply due to volume. The Bermuda Triangle. Today, a lingering mystery, despite scientific explanations, the Bermuda Triangle remains one of the most famous unsolved mysteries in modern mythology. Popular media continues to fuel the legend, with new documentaries, podcasts, and books re-examining the cases. Some people remain convinced that something strange lurks in the waters, whether it be an unknown natural force or an extraterrestrial presence. The U.S. government and scientific institutions do not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as an official danger zone, yet the legend persists in public imagination. Conclusion: a mystery born from storytelling. The Bermuda Triangle is a testament to the power of myths and human imagination. What began as a collection of unrelated disappearances was transformed into a global phenomenon through sensational writing, pop culture, and speculation. While science has largely debunked the mystery, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle remains a compelling example of how myths evolve and endure, regardless of the evidence. But strange stories about this part of the Atlantic date back centuries. Even Christopher Columbus, during his 1492 voyage, recorded unusual events in his journal. He wrote about seeing mysterious lights dancing on the horizon and experiencing bizarre compass malfunctions. At the time, these anomalies were unexplained, adding to the aura of mystery around the region. As time went on, stories of ghost ships, lost crews, and vanishing fleets circulated among sailors. But in the 20th century, a new force amplified these tales. The media, magazines, newspapers, and eventually Hollywood saw an opportunity to turn the Bermuda Triangle into a global phenomenon. Sensational headlines painted it as a graveyard of the Atlantic, where planes disappeared into thin air and ships were swallowed by an unknown force. Movies and TV shows fueled the hysteria, linking the triangle to everything from alien abductions to underwater cities. But how much of this was real, and how much was carefully crafted fiction? To answer that, we need to look beyond the myths and uncover the actual science behind these disappearances. As the video transitions, eerie music sets the tone, and archival footage or CGI recreations bring each disappearance to life. These are the cases that turned the Bermuda Triangle from just another part of the ocean into one of the greatest mysteries of our time. Flight 19, The Lost Squadron. On December 5, 1945, Flight 19, a group of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, took off from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida for a routine training mission, but they never returned. Their disappearance, along with the subsequent loss of a rescue plane, became one of the most enduring and chilling mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle. The mission, a routine flight turned nightmare. The crew, 14 airmen aboard the 5 bombers, led by experienced pilot Lieutenant Charles Taylor. The squadron was on a navigation training mission, Flight Plan 19, to fly east, conduct bombing drills over Hens and Chickens Shoals, then turn north before heading back west to base. Weather conditions. Initially clear skies, but worsening. Cloud cover and strong winds later in the flight. Timeline of events, 2:10 p.m. Flight 19 departs from Fort Lauderdale. 3:30 p.m. Radio. Confusion begins. Klutzy. Taylor reports that his compass has failed, and he is unsure of their location. His students also report faulty instruments, unable to determine direction or position. 4:08 p.m. Panic grows. Taylor. We seem to be off course. Everything looks strange. Even the ocean doesn't look right. The squadron, likely lost over open water, starts circling to find land. 5:00 p.m. Last transmission. Fuel running low. One of the last Messages from Flight 19. When the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together. Then, radio silence. 2. The rescue plane that vanished. 2. As darkness fell, the U.S. Navy launched a massive search operation. PBM Mariner rescue plane, a Martin PBM Mariner seaplane with 13 crew members, was dispatched to find flight. 19-20 minutes after takeoff, the rescue plane vanished without a trace. Witnesses reported seeing a bright explosion over the ocean, leading to speculation that the Mariner suffered a catastrophic mid-air explosion, possibly due to a fuel leak. The search. Over 300 aircraft, dozens of ships, and thousands of personnel combed the ocean. No wreckage, no survivors, and no conclusive evidence of what happened to Flight 19. 3. Theories behind the disappearance. A. Navigation error and pilot disorientation, most likely. Lieutenant Taylor mistakenly believed he was flying over the Florida Keys when he was actually over the open Atlantic. Instead of flying west toward land, he directed Flight 19 east, further into the ocean. With failing compasses, worsening weather, and low fuel, the planes likely crashed into the sea. B. Mechanical failures. Instrument malfunctions were reported by multiple pilots. Avenger bombers had a history of faulty fuel gauges and electrical issues. Malfunctioning compasses may have caused incorrect readings, leading to fatal navigational errors. C. The Bermuda Triangle's anomalous forces. Some believe the area is plagued by magnetic disturbances, time warps, or supernatural events. Unexplained compass failures have been widely exaggerated in media, but are common in high-latitude regions. No scientific evidence supports the claim that the Bermuda Triangle has abnormal magnetic activity. D. UFO or paranormal theories. Conspiracy theorists claim Flight 19 was taken by an unknown force, possibly UFOs. This theory gained traction after Steven Spielberg's 1977 movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where Flight 19 pilots were depicted as being abducted by aliens. However, no credible evidence supports this idea. Why has no wreckage been found? Deep ocean depths and Gulf Stream currents. The Atlantic Ocean in this region is vast and deep, up to 15,000 feet in places. Strong Gulf Stream currents could have dispersed debris over hundreds of miles, making recovery almost impossible. Modern searches. Despite advances in sonar and deep-sea exploration, no confirmed wreckage of Flight 19 has ever been located. 5. The legacy of Flight 19. Official conclusion. In 1945, the Navy's investigation initially blamed Lieutenant Taylor for navigational errors. Due to pressure from Taylor's family, the official report was later changed to cause unknown. Cultural impact. Flight 19 became a cornerstone of the Bermuda Triangle legend, featured in books, movies, and TV shows. The mystery continues to fascinate historians, scientists, and conspiracy theorists alike. Reality check. While A. Flight 19's disappearance was tragic, it was likely due to human error, worsening weather, and mechanical failure, not paranormal forces. Conclusion. A mystery wrapped in myth. Flight 19 remains one of the most famous aviation mysteries of all time, but science and logic suggest that navigational confusion and fuel exhaustion led to a tragic crash into the ocean. Yet, because no wreckage has ever been found, speculation continues, keeping the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle alive to this day. USS Cyclops 1918, a Navy ship that disappeared without a trace during World War I. The USS Cyclops, a massive Navy collier carrying over 300 men and 10,000 tons of manganese ore, sets sail from Barbados toward Baltimore. It never arrives. No distress signals, no wreckage, no explanation. To this day, it remains one of the largest non-combat losses of life in U.S. Navy history. Theories range from rogue waves and enemy sabotage to something more mysterious. Star Tiger and Star Ariel, 1948 and 1949, vanished commercial flights. 2 British South American Airways aircraft, the Star Tiger in 1948 and the Star Ariel in 1949, vanish in clear weather while flying through the Triangle. Neither plane sends a distress call. Despite extensive searches, no debris is ever found. Unlike Flight 19, these weren't small military planes. These were large passenger aircraft, and their disappearances only deepened the mystery. Mary Celeste, 1872, the ghost ship, although technically found near the Azores, the Mary Celeste is often associated with the Bermuda Triangle. The ship was discovered completely intact, cargo untouched, provisions stocked, but the entire crew had vanished. No sign of struggle, no distress signals. Theories have ranged from mutiny to sea monsters, but the real answer remains elusive. Modern cases: does the triangle still claim victims? While disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle aren't as frequent as in the past, cases still emerge. 2015, a cargo ship, El Faro, sinks near the triangle with 33 people on board. Unlike past cases, wreckage is eventually found, but why the ship went down remains debated. 2017, a twin-engine plane carrying 4 people disappears from radar near the Bahamas. No wreckage is recovered. While aviation technology and satellite tracking have made modern disappearances rare, the Bermuda Triangle still holds its eerie reputation. But are these vanishings truly supernatural, or is there a scientific explanation behind them? Let's investigate. As the video shifts into its most intriguing segment, a dramatic question appears on screen. Is the Bermuda Triangle a supernatural hotspot, or just another part of the ocean? Paranormal theories: the stranger side of the triangle. For decades, believers in the unexplained have suggested that the Bermuda Triangle is home to forces beyond our understanding. Aliens and UFOs. Some claim that extraterrestrials are responsible for the disappearances. The idea? The triangle is a zone where UFOs abduct ships and planes for unknown experiments. Conspiracy theorists point to unusual radar sightings, strange lights reported by pilots, and the fact that many vanishings occur without distress signals. Time warps and portals. Others argue that the triangle is a rift in space-time, a place where planes and ships are sucked into another dimension. Some pilots have even reported bizarre time distortions. In 1970, pilot Bruce Jernan claimed he flew through a strange electronic fog over the triangle, emerging miles ahead of his expected position in an impossibly short time. Atlantis and ancient energy crystals. Another popular theory ties the Bermuda Triangle to the lost city of Atlantis. Some believe that advanced energy crystals from the ancient civilization still lie beneath the ocean, creating powerful electromagnetic disturbances that interfere with navigation systems. This idea, while far-fetched, continues to capture imaginations. But are these theories backed by any real evidence, or are they just myths that refuse to die? Scientific explanations: the real causes of disappearances, while paranormal theories make for great stories. Scientists have long searched for rational explanations behind the triangle's eerie reputation. Unpredictable weather patterns and rogue waves. The Bermuda Triangle is located in a region prone to sudden, violent storms. The Gulf Stream, a major ocean current, flows through the area, creating rapid changes in weather that can be deadly for ships and aircraft. Even more dangerous? Rogue waves, towering 100-foot waves capable of swallowing entire vessels. Some experts believe these waves could explain why so many ships disappear without a trace. Magnetic anomalies and compass interference. Another common explanation involves the Earth's magnetic field. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places where true north and magnetic north sometimes align, which could cause navigational errors. This might explain why early explorers, including Christopher Columbus, reported compass malfunctions. Methane gas eruptions. From the seafloor, scientists have discovered large pockets of methane gas trapped beneath the ocean floor. If these gases suddenly erupt, they could create massive bubbles capable of sinking ships almost instantly. The gas could also interfere with airplane engines, leading to crashes. Human error and navigational mistakes. Perhaps the simplest explanation is also the most likely: human error. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the busiest shipping and flight zones in the world. With so much traffic, accidents are bound to happen. Some experts believe that the legend of the triangle has grown due to a combination of misreported incidents, exaggerated stories, and plain bad luck. So, is the Bermuda Triangle really that mysterious? While disappearances do happen, studies have shown that the Bermuda Triangle doesn't actually have a higher number of incidents than other heavily traveled parts of the ocean. The mystery may be more about perception than reality, but even with all the science, the Bermuda Triangle continues to fascinate. Maybe it's because we as humans love a good mystery. Or maybe, just maybe, there's still something out there waiting to be discovered. Debunking the Bermuda Triangle. Myth as. The video enters its final stretch. We shift from mystery to reality. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle has endured for decades, but how much truth is there behind it? No official recognition despite its iron reputation. The Bermuda Triangle isn't officially recognized by the U.S. government, the U.S. Navy, or any global scientific body. No maps label it as a danger zone, and no aviation or maritime authorities consider it more hazardous than other parts of the ocean. In fact, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, dismisses the idea of a mystical Bermuda Triangle, attributing disappearances to environmental factors and human error. The numbers don't add up. A key argument against the triangle's mystery is simple. The statistics don't support it. Studies show that the number of shipwrecks and plane crashes in this area isn't unusually high compared to other heavily trafficked regions. The Bermuda Triangle covers roughly 500,000 square miles of ocean, a major route for international trade and travel. With so many planes and ships passing through, occasional accidents are inevitable. If anything, the numbers suggest that incidents are proportional to traffic levels, rather than caused by anything supernatural. Modern technology and safer travel. One of the biggest reasons the Bermuda Triangle's legend has faded in recent years is the advancement of technology. GPS and satellite tracking. Modern navigation tools have drastically reduced human error, one of the leading causes of past disappearances. Improved weather forecasting. Today's pilots and captains can anticipate storms and rogue waves before they become a threat. Better communication. Unlike in the past, distress signals can now be sent instantly, allowing for quicker responses to emergencies. These advancements mean that unexplained disappearances in the Triangle have become extremely rare. So, what's the final verdict? While the Bermuda Triangle remains one of the most famous maritime myths, the evidence suggests it's just that, a myth. Over the years, a mix of sensationalism, exaggerated stories, and a few genuine mysteries helped build its reputation. But with science, statistics, and modern technology, we now know that the Triangle isn't any more dangerous than any other part of the ocean. Still, the legend persists. Maybe it's because we love a good mystery, or maybe, deep down, we enjoy the idea that some parts of our world remain unexplained. Either way, the Bermuda Triangle continues to capture imaginations, just not for the reasons we once thought. The true danger of the Bermuda Triangle today, 25 Hurricane 28. Despite the myths surrounding the Bermuda Triangle, the real dangers of the region are not supernatural, but rather scientific and environmental. The true danger of the Bermuda Triangle. Today, even though the Bermuda Triangle isn't haunted by supernatural forces, that doesn't mean it's completely safe. While myths about alien abductions and time warps have been debunked, real dangers still exist in this part of the ocean. Strong currents. The power of the Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream is one of the most powerful ocean currents on Earth, playing a crucial role in shaping weather patterns, influencing marine navigation, and even affecting global climate. In the Bermuda Triangle, its immense speed and force contribute to many of the region's navigational challenges and mysterious disappearances. What is the Gulf Stream? The Gulf Stream is a warm and fast-moving ocean current that originates in the Gulf of Mexico and flows along the eastern coast of North America before extending into the Atlantic Ocean. It serves as a major component of the global ocean conveyor belt, transporting warm water from the tropics toward Europe. Key characteristics of the Gulf Stream. Speed can reach up to 5.6 Mach, 9 km/h, fast enough to sweep boats, debris, and even bodies far from their original location. Width ranges from 20 to 60 miles, 32 to 97 kilometers across. Depth can extend down to 3,900 feet, 2,200 meters. Temperature warmer than surrounding waters, often influencing weather patterns and creating turbulent conditions. 2. How does the Gulf Stream affect the Bermuda Triangle? A. Disrupts navigation and causes ships to go off course. Even the most experienced sailors can struggle against the Gulf Stream's powerful current. If a vessel loses power or has mechanical issues, it can be quickly carried far from its intended route. In historical times, before GPS navigation, this often led to ships becoming lost or shipwrecked. B. Sweeps away. Wreckage and missing planes. One of the biggest reasons why many missing vessels and aircraft in the Bermuda Triangle are never found is that the Gulf Stream moves debris away rapidly. A shipwreck or plane crash site could be hundreds of miles from where the event actually occurred, making recovery efforts incredibly difficult. Even large aircraft wreckage can be dispersed, leading to the eerie illusion of vanished ships, and planes.c creates sudden, dangerous weather patterns. When warm water from the Gulf Stream interacts with cold air masses, it can trigger violent storms and extreme weather. These storms can form suddenly and unexpectedly, catching pilots and sailors off guard. Waterspouts, tornado-like columns of water, are common in the area, adding to the dangers. D interferes with airplane flight stability. Pilots flying at low altitudes over the Gulf Stream can experience sudden turbulence caused by the movement of warm and cold air. Aircraft flying near the surface of the ocean may also experience downbursts, powerful winds that can push a plane downward, unexpectedly. 3. Why does the Gulf Stream add to the Bermuda Triangle's mystery? The Gulf Stream is a scientifically well-documented natural force, but its effects contribute to the legend of the Bermuda Triangle in several ways. A. Disappearances. Without a trace. Ships and planes that crash or sink in the Bermuda Triangle are often never found because the Gulf Stream carries debris far away before search teams can locate the wreckage. This fuels the belief that vessels and aircraft have vanished mysteriously. Unpredictable weather. Sudden deadly storms in the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the most meteorologically active regions on Earth, making it particularly hazardous for ships and aircraft. Its location between Florida, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda places it directly in the path of hurricanes, tropical storms, and sudden atmospheric disturbances. Before modern weather forecasting and satellite monitoring, many ships and planes in the IM region were caught off guard by these rapidly changing conditions, leading to unexplained disappearances that fueled the Triangle's mystery. Why is the Bermuda Triangle prone to unpredictable weather? The region's geography and climate create a perfect storm for sudden, extreme weather events. A. Warm ocean temperatures. The Gulf Stream and surrounding waters are unusually warm, providing the energy needed for violent storms to form rapidly. Warm ocean waters also fuel the development of hurricanes and tropical cyclones, making the area highly susceptible to extreme weather. B. Meeting point of different air masses. The Bermuda Triangle sits at a crossroads where warm, moist tropical air from the equator collides with cooler air masses from the north. This clash of temperatures leads to unstable atmospheric conditions, triggering sudden thunderstorms, turbulence, and even waterspouts. C. Strong ocean currents and wind patterns. The Gulf Stream is one of the fastest ocean currents on Earth, capable of rapidly shifting weather conditions. Winds blowing across the Gulf Stream can become turbulent, creating localized storm systems that can appear and disappear in minutes. Major weather hazards in the Bermuda Triangle. A. Microbursts, the silent killer of aircraft. A microburst is a sudden downward burst of wind that can cause an aircraft to lose altitude dramatically. How microbursts affect planes. They descend rapidly from storm clouds at speeds exceeding 100 mph, 160 km/h. Pilots caught in a microburst experience a strong tailwind followed by a sudden headwind, leading to an abrupt loss of lift. If an aircraft is flying at low altitude, it may hit the ocean before the pilot has time to react. Many crashes attributed to the Bermuda Triangle may have resulted from unexpected microbursts in the pre-radar era. Example: some experts believe that Flight 19, the famous squadron that disappeared in 1945, may have encountered a sudden microburst, disorienting the pilots and causing them to crash into the sea. B. Waterspouts, tornadoes, overwater. A waterspout is a rotating column of water that extends from a thunderstorm cloud down to the ocean's surface. How waterspouts affect ships and aircraft. They can form suddenly and without warning, reaching speeds of up to 200 mph, 320 km/h. A waterspout can lift water, debris, and even small boats into the air. Aircraft flying at low altitude may experience severe turbulence or structural damage. Larger ships can be destabilized or damaged by the intense winds. Example, some Bermuda Triangle disappearances may be linked to ships or planes being caught in a waterspout and either flipped, torn apart, or forced into the ocean. C. Rogue waves, the ocean's hidden giants. A rogue wave is a massive, unexpected wave that can reach heights of 100 feet, 30 meters, or more. Why rogue waves are dangerous in the Bermuda Triangle? They can appear suddenly, even in seemingly calm waters. Unlike regular waves, rogue waves form unpredictably and move independently of wind and current patterns. A rogue wave is powerful enough to break a large ship in half or capsize smaller vessels instantly. The Gulf Stream's fast-moving current and changing weather patterns make the Bermuda Triangle a prime location for rogue wave formation. Example. Some historians believe rogue waves could explain why ships like the USS Cyclops, 1918, and the Marine Sulphur Queen, 1963, vanished without a trace. Why did so many disappearances happen before modern forecasting? Before the 20th century, navigators, pilots, and sailors had no access to modern weather detection tools. As a result, they were more vulnerable to the region's sudden storms and extreme conditions. Ichapus, lack of radar and satellite technology today. Meteorologists use satellites and Doppler radar to predict storms hours or even days in advance. Before the 1950s, pilots and sailors relied solely on visual observations and barometers, which could not detect sudden changes in atmospheric pressure. B. Limited communication equipment. Pilots and ship captains in the past often had no way to radio for help if they encountered extreme weather. Many Bermuda Triangle victims may have been unable to send distress signals before being overcome by storms, microbursts, or rogue waves. 4. Conclusion: the real danger of Bermuda Triangle. Weather: the Bermuda Triangle's unpredictable storms, powerful ocean currents, and extreme atmospheric conditions create real navigational hazards. While legends of aliens, time warps, and other supernatural forces have captured the public's imagination, the true danger lies in the very real power of nature. With modern technology, weather forecasting has dramatically improved, reducing the risk of unexpected disappearances. However, the Bermuda Triangle's reputation remains, reminding us of a time when the sea and sky were far less predictable and far more mysterious. Human error, the greatest risk of all in the Bermuda Triangle. While mysterious, forces and natural hazards often dominate discussions about the Bermuda Triangle, human error remains the leading cause of accidents in the region. Despite advances in navigation and technology, mistakes made by pilots, sailors, and captains continue to be a major factor in maritime and aviation disasters worldwide, and the Bermuda Triangle is no exception. In an area where strong currents, unpredictable weather, and vast open waters create natural challenges, even a small miscalculation can turn deadly. How human error contributes to disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. Human error in the Bermuda Triangle typically falls into 3 major categories. A. Navigational mistakes, losing one's bearings in an oceanic maze. Before modern GPS, accurate navigation was extremely difficult, especially in open waters where there were few landmarks. Even today, instrument failure, miscalculation, or misinterpretation of readings can lead vessels far off course. Common navigational errors. Compass confusion. Pilots and sailors may struggle with compass readings, especially if they don't know how to adjust for magnetic variation, the difference between true north and magnetic north. Celestial navigation errors. In the past, sailors relied on the sun and stars to navigate. Overcast skies could make this impossible, leaving crews disoriented. Drift miscalculations. The powerful Gulf Stream can push ships and planes miles off course if navigators don't compensate for its speed and direction. Disorientation. In the vast, featureless ocean, sailors and pilots can easily become lost, especially if their instruments malfunction or if visibility is poor. Example: the infamous Flight 19, 1945 incident involved pilots who became lost after misinterpreting their compass readings, leading them to fly further out to sea instead of back toward land. B. Inexperience. Underestimating the dangers of the triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is a challenging environment, requiring skilled navigation and experience to safely traverse. How? Inexperience leads to disasters. Unfamiliarity with the Gulf Stream. New sailors or inexperienced captains might not realize how strong the current is, causing them to drift off course without noticing. Lack of training in storm navigation. Without experience handling sudden storms, sailors or pilots may make panic-driven mistakes. Poor decision-making in emergencies. When faced with equipment failure or unexpected weather, inexperienced crews may react incorrectly, worsening the situation. Overconfidence. Some pilots or ship captains may ignore warning signs, believing they can handle any conditions, only to find themselves overwhelmed. Example: many small private planes that vanished in the Bermuda Triangle were piloted by amateur aviators who underestimated the difficulty of flying over open ocean. C. Lack of technology in early years. No GPS, no SOS. Before modern advancements, navigation was much more dangerous, and even seasoned sailors and pilots had limited tools to help them avoid getting lost. Key limitations of early technology. No GPS. Until the late 20th century, navigation relied on radio signals, visual landmarks, and celestial navigation, making it easy to become lost. Limited communication. Early aircraft and ships had no way to quickly send distress signals, making rescues difficult. Primitive weather forecasting. Without satellites and radar, captains and pilots had no way of knowing if a deadly storm was approaching. No reliable black boxes. When planes or ships disappeared, there was no way to recover flight or navigation data, leaving their fates a mystery. Example: the cargo ship USS Cyclops, 1918, vanished without a trace. Many experts believe the crew may have made navigation errors or misjudged weather conditions, leading to its disappearance. 2. Famous incidents. Where human error played a role. Flight 19, 1945. A squadron of U.S. Navy bombers got lost due to navigation errors and pilot disorientation, leading to their disappearance. Star Tiger and Star Ariel, 1948 and 1949. Two British passenger planes vanished while flying over the Triangle, possibly due to navigation errors and unexpected weather conditions. The Witchcraft, 1967. A luxury yacht disappeared after its captain radioed for help, likely due to inexperience handling rough waters. The role of human error in the Bermuda Triangle. Today, with modern GPS, radar, and satellite tracking, human error is less likely to result in total disappearances. However, mistakes still happen. Technology helps, but it's not foolproof. Even today, pilots and sailors must understand their instruments and know how to react if they fail. Training is essential. The best way to prevent accidents is for pilots and captains to be well-trained. In handling extreme weather, strong currents, and emergency navigation, the Triangle is still dangerous. Despite better technology, storms, rogue waves, and miscalculations can still lead to disasters if proper precautions aren't taken. Conclusion: human error is the real mystery, while supernatural theories about the Bermuda Triangle are exciting. The truth is that most accidents in the region can be explained by human error, challenging conditions, and outdated technology. Navigation mistakes can lead planes and ships far off course. Inexperience makes it harder to react to unexpected dangers. Lack of early technology meant that if someone got lost, they often stayed lost. With better training, technology, and awareness, human error in the Bermuda Triangle has significantly decreased, but it remains a powerful reminder of how even the smallest mistake in the vast, unpredictable ocean can have deadly consequences. Even today, some pilots and sailors still feel uneasy about traveling through the Triangle. While modern technology has made navigation safer, fear of the unknown continues to keep the legend alive. Final thought: is the Bermuda Triangle really dangerous? Yes, but not for supernatural reasons. The real threats, strong currents, violent storms, and human mistakes, are what make this area challenging to navigate. But with today's advanced GPS, satellite tracking, and weather monitoring, the Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than any other heavily traveled ocean region. Still, the legend remains. And sometimes, Fear itself is the most powerful force of all. Conclusion and call to action. The video winds down as eerie yet thought-provoking music plays. The camera zooms out from a digital map of the Bermuda Triangle, fading into shots of stormy seas, blue skies, and a plane flying safely over the ocean. So, is the Bermuda Triangle real? The answer depends on what you believe. On one hand, science provides logical explanations: unpredictable weather, human error, and natural oceanic phenomena. On the other, the mystery endures, fueled by eerie disappearances, strange eyewitness accounts, and our fascination with the unknown. At the end of the day, the Bermuda Triangle is what we make of it. A real, deadly phenomenon, or just an overhyped myth? I'll leave that for you to decide. Join the discussion. What do you think? Do you believe in the supernatural theories, or do you side with science? Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite Bermuda Triangle theory? And if you love unsolved mysteries, you won't want to miss my next video, where I'll be diving into another historical enigma. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. The video ends with a final dramatic image, maybe a faded, ghostly ship disappearing into the mist, before cutting to the next video teaser.